Hey, well, I think we'll get started as it's now 11 o'clock. So welcome everybody to our webinar today on practical solutions for reading medication and food labels. So I'm Rebecca Clark from Quantum, and our presenter today will be Jeffrey Landers, who's our low vision consultant for Southern Sydney and ACT down in Kirrawee. And we also have Jim Fraser, who's another of our assistive technology specialists, and he's operating the camera today, so he's got a slightly different role. So I'll just do a little bit of housekeeping for anyone that might not have joined one of our webinars before. So you will be muted during the webinar, but there'll be an opportunity for questions at the end. If you're having any problems with any audio issues or anything like that during the webinar, or want to send us a message, please use the chat area by clicking on the chat bubble, or Alt+H for keyboard users amongst you. During the question and answer session, there is actually a particular Q&A button you can use, and for keyboard users, you can do Control Alt Shift and then tab to the area, and then submit your question, and we'll answer those as we go. And you can also raise your hand if we want to have a further discussion and you want to speak using Alt+Y. And we are recording the session, so we'll email that round to you afterwards as soon as it's ready. So just a quick overview of what we're doing today. So we'll give Jeff will give a bit of an introduction as to what the whole webinar is about. And then he'll do a demonstration of the different solutions. So the idea of today is to provide some a demonstration of different options, particularly for reading medication and managing medication labels. We just say, obviously, if you're needing to manage your medication, then it's obviously very important that you have the correct information. So these are just assistive technology solutions for people with low vision or maybe some other reading difficulties. But if you're in any doubt, obviously speak to your pharmacist or doctor. And there are also, this is particularly if you're relying on text-to-speech as well, rather than magnification. And there are also, if you're really struggling, there's other options such as Webster Packs and things that you can talk to your pharmacist about that we won't really go into too much today, as that's not, our specialty. But that sort of thing does exist. And then we'll have a question and answer session at the end, and you're welcome to contribute if you've got ways that you manage things like that. Welcome to talk to us. So I will now hand over to Jeff, and he will present.
Hello. I'm Jeff Landers. Hopefully you can hear me. Beck, you might put a thumbs up if everyone can hear me okay. Good, yep. Thank you. As Beck said, I'm a low vision consultant, and I work for Quantum. I've been with Quantum for just over 10 years, and I look after the Southern Sydney, ACT and Illawarra area for Quantum. And what I'm going to share with you today is common things that clients that I see out in the field, out in their homes, or come to the clinic and have problems reading medication labels. So who we try to help is people that have low vision. And by definition, for people that are not aware, low vision is when spectacles, contact lenses or surgery do not correct a person's vision. You'll notice that I'm wearing spectacles. I'm not classified as a low vision person. I'm just, middle-aged and need reading glasses. But low vision is when reading glasses are not enough and you need some extra help. And that's the types of aids that we have that will help people with that situation. So one of the common things people say is they have difficulty, as I said, is reading medication labels, apart from books, magazines and general day-to-day reading. People also have trouble reading their food packets. So if you're a diabetic, for example, and you're trying to read how much sugar or carbohydrate there is in a particular food packet, you need to be able to do that. So I'll demonstrate that as well, because there's a link in those. So I'm talking about things like, round medical jars, packets and so on, and even very small little samples. So I will start off by showing you the first step for people is things like magnifiers. So here I've got a magnifier. This particular magnifier has a light on the back. You can see I can turn it on and off. And the idea of a magnifier, this handheld style, if that's what you're trying to read, is you bring it in front. Okay, so I'm trying to get it so people can see. You might see that the writing is a bit bigger there. I'm trying to do this without seeing what you're seeing. So you can see there I can make the writing bigger by holding the magnifier in front. But that does require me holding that in exactly the right position away from the document. Obviously, it could be a prescription packet. Again, you've got to hold it in exactly the right position. You can't rest it flat onto the packet to see, and a magnifier has a focal length on it, and every magnifier is different. So the stronger you get magnifiers, the closer that has to be held together, and the smaller field of view you have. Moving along from that, I've got a lamp on the table here. Now, I've got the lamp swung around so that the camera can see what you're looking at, and my cameraman hopefully will zoom in here for us. Thank you, Jim. All right, so I've got this lamp and I've turned it on. It's got LED lights, so I've turned it on so you can see. So again, I'm holding a packet here, and you can see that it's not exactly all that big, but if I put that down behind, you will see that the image is quite large. Once again, that's the packet normally, and I put it down there and you can see that it's larger. If I turn the lights off, you'll see it's not quite as good. So illumination or lighting obviously helps to make things better. There it's in the dark, it's not exactly the best. I'm trying to hold it around the right way. Once again, you can put it down. You can also have the other side if you're wanting to see the actual pharmacy label, which is on there. Jim's zooming in for our benefit. So optical lighting and magnifiers, which are these two devices, are stage one or step one of what you can have. I'll just move this lamp along to the side. I also want to show you there are special magnifying glasses that you can get, which are these. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Jim. And what these are, they're worn without your normal glasses, and they're like a binocular. If you can see, there is a lens here and another lens here. So there's two lenses on each side, and they can go in that. Now, these come in a magnification level of 2 times. That makes everything 2 times bigger. I can't demonstrate them, obviously, because you're not going to be able to see through the camera, but you wear them like normal glasses, and because they've got the double lenses, they are stronger, so that leaves your hands free. These 3 items that I first showed you, the optical magnifier, the lamp, and the glasses, are all what I call level 1 low vision aids. They're all the first step that you might consider if you've got vision impairment or low vision. Moving along, you can then go to, actually I should show you, sorry, I was going to use the food labels as well. That's just a packet of whatever it is, tuna. And here you can see, you can hold that also, I'm trying to get so you're not getting the glare off the lights. You can make the writing bigger with a, all right, you can see the difference there. It's awkward when you're doing it behind, not looking through and you're not seeing it in focus, so please accept my apologies for that. So you can also move on to then what we call stage 2, which is electronic magnifiers. Now, electronic magnifiers come in various sizes. I've got a 5-inch one, which is this particular unit. This one here is called a Clover 6. So there's a Clover 5 and a Clover 6. So I'm just going to show you with these, they have a camera on the reverse. So if I press the button on the side to turn it on, it will have its name come up, and then now it's booted up, and you'll see on the back there's some lights. So what I can do with this has got a handle that swings out. So if I'm trying to read my medication packet, I can hold my medication packet, move around. Sorry, I'm going to get my thumb in the right position. But I can make the writing bigger. So see how I've increased the size of the writing? Of course, I'm moving in and out, it's going out of focus. So one of the things with these, this cannot sit flat on the box. You have to hold it away, again, a little bit like that. But there is another product called the Clover 5. And this particular one, same thing, it'll have lights on the back. I can actually sit that on the box. So you can see that there, the writing is bigger. That is flat on the box for the benefit of people that can see that. So the advantage of this particular one is I can put it on the box and slide it along to read my pharmacy label. I can also change the colours. So you'll see here, that is blue. And now I've made the writing black on white. So you can change the contrast colours. Quite often people with macular disease or rod cone dystrophy or various other eye conditions will have trouble reading certain colours. So with these electronic devices, you can change the colour options. And the beauty of that particular one called the Clover 5, it does have a handle if you want to hold it with a handle. And you can also, as I say, rest it on the box and then just move it around. So hopefully you can see that the writing is bigger there than what it is on the box normally. Okay. So moving along, you can go into units that stand on the table. So Jim might be able to zoom in. Bring the camera closer, might be easier. Here we go. Okay, so I've got another product here. And this particular product here is designed normally to read sitting flat. I'm just going to grab a newspaper. So this particular product is designed, if you have a newspaper, you can put it down on your newspaper. You can see the writing there. You can pinch to make it bigger and smaller. You've also got buttons to press down here to make the writing bigger and smaller. Okay. And that one you would just normally slide around for normal reading. So it's a device that you can use for everyday reading, newspapers, books, magazines, and so on. But it's got a handy little camera that swings out. So when I swing that out to the side, the camera up here, I'll just move this back so you can see what I'm talking about. So this camera here is now looking down onto the side. So I'll just get rid of my newspaper. So I have a medication label that I just got from my friendly pharmacist that I've got sitting under here. I could put the prescription packet, whichever one you want, and I can pinch the screen to make it smaller and bigger. If you can see that, my hand's not covering that, hopefully. And you also have on-screen buttons to press to make it smaller and bigger. But the beauty of that one is you can put whatever it is you want down here to read. So if I wanted to read my round jar, so my normal round medication bottle, I'm trying to get into the field of view there, right? Then you can see that's pretty hard to see. I can put that on the bench and I can roll it around. So make it bigger, and there says swallow whole 1 daily as, and then back to the beginning, directed. So that's showing you how you can even use on a round jar, or here we have our flat packet, take 1 tablet daily as directed, which is what you're seeing here. But that's obviously written over the side here. So that particular product is called a Compact 10. This particular unit can also do talking, or what we call text-to-speech. So I'll just move it out of the road and bring another one in to show you. This particular one is similar size. Now when we say 10 on 5, like this is a Clover 5, that means it's got a 5-inch diagonal screen size. There is a Clover 6, which also has the handle. All right. This here is a Clover 10. And with this particular unit, it also can work like the previous one, that you can have it sitting flat on the table and sliding it around. That's just my kitchen bench, got my hand here behind. But it comes with a handy little stand, which is this little fold-up stand. I can put it down, I can close the legs, slide it in, and I can put my medication pack in underneath to see what it is. But it has tactile buttons, so it has a naturally dedicated plus button to press to make it bigger. Go back into here. Right. It's got a minus button, and like the other ones, you can press to give you different colour contrasts if that's what the user prefers. There's a whole series of them, but I can go back to normal colour. So if I wanted to read how many tablets do I take a day, I can put that in underneath. And if I want to have it bigger, hopefully you can see that, take 1 tablet daily. So the point that we're trying to demonstrate here is if you want to be able to put your hand in underneath to move things around, you can. With a device like this, obviously you can also do things like crosswords and writing Christmas cards and birthday cards. If I have our can of food, you can obviously put that in underneath and see the nutrition label, and then you can just move it to the side. So the first line will be saying energy, you know, so many kilojoules, percentage of daily intake and so on. So if you are a diabetic, you can go down to where it then has the sugars, which is that white line in the middle, and you can read along the line. Whilst we're on diabetics, this is a, trying to get it so you can see, a glucose test strip, which I borrowed from my local pharmacy. So it doesn't, I don't have any strips to put in, but you can see there the writing on the screen. So if you are a diabetic and you want to be able to see what is on your test strip, you can see that device under there. So you could have your little test strip in the unit down the bottom, and you could be seeing it on the screen what your results were. So that particular product is called the Clover Tent, and the Clover Tent comes with that stand included. So the Compact 10, which was the first one I showed you, its way of achieving that result is by having the swing out camera. I'm just going in the wrong area, sorry. The Clover Compact 10 has the swing out camera, and the Clover 10 has the stand, enabling you to do more than one thing. You can then go along to what we call desktop type magnifiers. So we've got one here, which is a new product to our range, and this is called the Cloverbook. I will just fold it up to show you. It is portable. Okay, you can see it's a nice thin, it looks like a laptop computer type of thing, but it's not a computer. You can put it on the table, quite easy to operate. I do have to turn it on again because I just turned it off by closing it up. And what this has is a camera that looks down, and with this particular device, I might just bring it a bit forward for the benefit. Bit easier to demonstrate it. So I just got my business card, for example. I can put that in underneath and you can see it. I've got my food packet that we did before. So again, you can put that in underneath and it should go into focus on for me, autofocus. There it is in focus. But I can also make that larger by pinching. So you can see there, the size of the writing you can get on the screen can be quite large. All right. But we're here today to talk particularly about medication packs. So again, we've got a medication pack here. So I can put that in underneath, and the same as I did with the food packet. I can have my hand in the front, I'm doing it from the side for your benefit. I can make it bigger by turning on a dial, or I can pinch to make it bigger and smaller. So that's just telling me, if you can see it, take 1 daily. Now, obviously, with the chemist labels, the pharmacy labels, they're printed and they're very, very small and they've got lots of little dots. So when you see the breaking up of the image in that there, that's particularly because of the poor quality of the document. They don't enhance or fill in the gaps. Here's our chemist label. You'll notice, if I just adjust that for a sec, trying to get the autofocus to, you'll notice the bottom section there where it says, keep out of reach of children. All right, that bottom section is sharper image than that aerosol, or you may not, depending on your vision, but that's because that's pre-printed on the label and not printed on their little print. That part's printed on their printer at the pharmacy.
Mhm.
So then the same thing you put under there. If we go back to our diabetes check, sugar level check, you can put that underneath there to see your results, and that could be giving you whatever your numerical value is.
Mhm.
Obviously, I haven't got a test strip in there, but that's giving you an indication. So continuing along again, so that's called the Cloverbook Lite. Continuing along, you've also got a device which we've got over here, which is a desktop magnifier. So I've got today a product called ZIP, ZIP. There is other products that are bigger than these, but just for the demonstration purposes, this is what I'm showing you. And it works similarly to the Cloverbook, where you can put your packet in underneath and you can change the size. These you can turn the monitor into different positions. You can go higher. If I go too high, you see the light underneath. And they have a tray that moves left and right. So I'm actually just moving the tray underneath, what we call the XY tray, and it moves around. And I can see what I want. I can make the writing bigger. Jim, would you just mind moving that magnifier, just that lamp? Because it's just in my road. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just trying to see what you can see on the screen. So you can see there I can move that around and make the writing quite large. So you figure with my finger size, my hand, that word tablet is bigger than my hand. See my finger? That's my pointer finger. So that's giving you an indication of how large that writing is on that screen. And if we wanted our food packet, and use that. And these types of devices, being desktop, are also ideal if you wanted to read a newspaper or a book, because you can put those in underneath and move them around to make them larger. So it has a lot more practical solutions, but obviously because it's larger, it sits on a table and it's not portable to take to the shops and to the pharmacy and things. There is also, people talk about Webster Packs. So I'm just going to bring this forward. And again, my local pharmacy was greatly lent me one of these, or gave me one of these. And the point is, you still, with a Webster Pack, will have days across the top, or times. That says breakfast, lunch, dinner, bedtime. So if you wanted to read even those with your magnifier, you can see that you can make those larger to read as well. So some people think, and then you've got your day down the side, some people think, well, if you've got a Webster Pack, you don't need magnification. But you might want to check which time of the day, which day of the week you're into and where you're up to. Make sure you haven't already taken the medication, this morning's medication. So Tuesdays here, you want to make sure you haven't taken lunches, whilst it's breakfast time. Go, geez, we've taken too many. So it's still important to be able to read if you do have a Webster Pack. Now, moving along, there is also products that can talk to you. So some people have vision problems that when they try to read, it is too difficult for them. So we've got a little device here, and this is called the Orcam Read. It's a handheld device. I'm trying to do it so that I keep looking backwards. So what it has is a speaker at the back on the front here, which you might be able to see if I turn it around. Anyway, there's a trigger button, the button you press. The lights up here are just telling you what the battery level is, and behind that's the on and off button. So effectively with this, what happens, if I use my hand, you'll see I've got a red line on my hand, right? See how it's got that?
Yep.
Light level is too low.
It just told me light level is too low. But so that's my target area, is that red. So what I can do,
Light level is too low.
I can hold this packet. I can just trying to get it so you can see what I'm looking at. Sorry, getting the camera in the right position.
Quantum reading, quantum prescription only medicine. Keep the site so empowering.
I'll just pause that. What it's doing, because I've got that sign in the background, it is trying to read that as well. So just for the demonstration, what I'm going to do is hold it and take the photo. I'm just going to do it out of camera sight because I don't want those other things in the image.
Prescription-only medicine. Keep out of reach of children. Contact Rasubasting 530 film-coated tablet sauce are 234,000.
No, I just hope you could have heard that. So basically all you're doing is pressing the button at the front here for it to line up.
Keep out of reach of children. Cow, stat, Rasubasting 5 mil.
I'm just going to try and get a prescription label that my pharmacist gave me, which is this one.
UG 225 Amixin capsules, 250 mg, 2011 pounds and 90 pence, 1,415,000.
It's reading the prescription number. Sorry. On a packet, you would only get that label. The other one was the pharmacy label that they use on the prescription. So I'll do it again.
Amixin capsules, 250 mg, 20. Amoxicillin equals amoxicillin. Take 1 capsule 3 times a day until finished. Gary Jackson, April 3rd.
All right. So Gary Jackson is one of my local pharmacists, so he used his own name. So what it was reading the first time, those were the labels they put on the packets. It was reading all of these other things that go with all the numbers. But when you get a prescription, that's all you get on your packet or whatever it is. So that little device there called the Orcam Read is able to take a photograph and audio read it out to you. So it's verbal, it's not visual. If you wanted to read like your information on a food packet with that, you can do the same.
Nutrition info. Andy Serpin, 224/5 ACL lesson 427, 19, on 120K. Note eval are constare averages on eyes otherwise indicated percentage tests are used on.
So it's reading all of that in shorthand because it's got like average quant, for quantity, average percentage indicator. So it'll read the information and give you the information that you're looking for. So what I've hoped to have presented to you here is a bit of an overview of what is available for people that have low vision and want to be able to try and read. What's Jim going? Here we're back. Various things, and there is solutions for people, and it depends on what you have as an individual. So whether you are an occupational therapist and you're looking for assistance for your clients, whether you're a client yourself and you've got problems and difficulties and you need some assistance, Quantum can help work out what you need. There's a vastly different price range with products. They can start from, something in the realm of an optical magnifier. They start at about $150, $180, and you can go right through to things that are many thousands of dollars depending on what your loss of vision is. But the point is there is something that can help people, and that's what we want to get across to people. If you are having difficulty reading your medication or your food packets, or you're having trouble even reading a book or a newspaper or your correspondence, we have something to help. And hopefully this has given you a bit of an overview of the variety of things that are available. I might pass back to Beck and see if there's any questions people have, any specifics about product or situations. Open for questions from the floor.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jeff. And I think one thing I forgot to mention during the introduction was, again, with the medication, it's important to note that if you're reading outside of the packet, what's in the packet is what it says on the outside as well, in case you've mixed up your Yeah.
Very good point, Beck. So, for
Yeah.
example, I've got, I don't know what they are, but I've got whatever that packet is, cab stack, and whatever that one is called Rosa. Well, actually, they've got the same ingredients. How about that? That's coincidental. So, obviously, two different brands. But you don't want to be mixing up heart medication with blood medication or something like that. So, yes, make sure you're not only reading what's on the outside of the packet, you're reading what's inside the packet.
Yep, so that's great. So, yep, I'll just share my screen again. So, anybody has got any questions, please do use the Q&A little bubble, or you can put in the chat. Okay, I'll see we've got one question. So, can somebody's asked, can you please tell us the prices on the items? Yeah.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, Jeff, if you, that'd be great.
In the electronic magnifiers, like I said, there was a Clover 5 and a Clover 6. There is also one called a Clover 3, which is, or 3.5, which is 3.5 inches. That one starts off around the $300 mark. The Clover 5 is $770. Now, they will go up to nearly 30 times magnification. Now, if you go at 30 times magnification, you're going to see one letter on the screen. So that's the Clover 5, which is the one you could put flat on the packet or the product, whatever you're wanting to read. The Clover 6, which is a newer version, it has a little stand that opens up. So if you are wanting to use it, you can actually stand it up on the table and make things bigger. I didn't show you that part, I'm sorry. So yeah, you can stand it up, as you can see on the screen, you can see the writing. That's $1,190. If you're going to the Clover 10, Clover 10, which is in the stand, which is this one, that one's $2,100. The Compact 10, there's a couple of different models. There's one that's got talking or the voice, and one without. Without's about $2,800, and the one with is about $3,700 approximately. I can't tell you the exact prices. The Cloverbook Lite, which is this one, it's $2,950. So that's the one that folded up and looked like a laptop. And in the desktop range, there's a series of them. They start, depending on the size and the model and things, they start at just over $4,000 and go through. There's a big 24-inch screen, so that's a massive screen. This one here is a 17-inch screen. They start at about $4,000 or $4,500 and go through to about $5,500. So there's a variety of them. And the Orcam that reads out to you, which is, get it so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
That one, sorry, I should be going the wrong way. That's, are they about three?
There's 3,200 for one. There's one that does smart reading that's about 4,800. So.
Yeah, 3,250, Jim just whispered to me, so thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
So there's a series of things. With the Orcam, I should point out, there is also one that goes on glasses. So there is a pair of spectacles, and there's one that mounts onto the side like that. Trying to get it so you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, you can see it. So it's dearer. It's obviously hands-free, and it's also does the talking text-to-speech only. But the ones that goes on the glasses can actually also read things like bank notes and tell you whether you've got a $10 note or a $20 note, to look at faces and say, you know, if I've got Jim saved in it, and I look at him, he'll say Jim, so I know who's in front of me. So they're a little bit more powerful. But just, as I said, a bit of an overview of prices. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll just add, yeah, if anybody, I'll put up our contact information again, but if you need exact pricing or other things, then we can always give you a quote, or if you're looking at funding, you can contact our customer service team. They can send it.
All prices are on the website for every product as well.
Yeah. And the price of the combined lamp and magnifier, the Swan. Oh,
that's the
Magnificent. Sorry.
Magnificent, which was this one. I'll just, obviously I brought it over for, you would all normally have it up bit higher, we tipped it over. So, you know, if I was to use that, I'd be having it like that, or from sitting down. This particular one also has an extension pole, so you have the base on the floor, so you have it next to your chair, for example. I think these are about $300 approximately. There's a few different models, but that's called the Magnificent, M-A-G, Magnificent lamp. I've just unplugged it, but it...
Yeah. Oh, 230 plus delivery for that one, apparently. And there is another one, the Swan lamp, which we've got that...
That's right, that's about $330.
Yeah. So yeah, they're available. Yeah, and the pricing's on our website as well. Are there any other questions? No. We can put things in the chat as well if you're not sure about using the Q&A. Or raise your hand and I'll unmute you.
For the benefit of people, I just put my business card under those screens so you can see.
See? Oh, yeah, somebody's just raised their hand. I'll just, yeah, at least, there you go. You should be able to talk now.
Test.
Okay, you should be able to talk now, Elise.
Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for a great presentation. The Clover 10, I wasn't aware that it came with that stand. Is that a new addition to the Clover 10? That
Yes.
really high up stand, because I showed it off to a client of mine recently. I didn't, and I said, well, it would be very difficult to write under it, but I didn't realize the stand was available.
To answer your question, yes, it is a more recent addition. It was an option when they first brought it out. I may not know the exact timeline, but sometime last year they then started including it as a part of the package.
What's the stand? Can the stand be bought individually for somebody who may already have one?
Yes, it can. They're about $220.
Oh,
That's it. I'm just folding it up.
Yeah, no, because that would look really neat. And I'm thinking, I showed it to somebody. I've got one of my own, and I showed it to somebody because I have my own client base, as you know. And I said, well, you know, to go to a device where you need to write under, that you can write under it, you're going to need something bigger. Had I been aware of that, it would have been awesome. So,
yeah, so you can still use it as standing up.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. I showed them all that and how that when it's got its own little legs out, it corrects to the keystone effect, and you can read stuff off a book you got it sitting on. But actually to be able to have it up that much higher and to be able to write under it.
Yeah, it does make it a more functional product or dual purpose product, no doubt about it. So any orders that we receive now will receive one with it, and anyone that's already got one can buy one. Just contact Quantum, and you know, we can sell them the stand.
I'll do that when I get back home. I'll get that when I get back. I'm back in Melbourne in next week. So
okay.
So about $230, was it?
I think it's $220, but I'll stand corrected because there's so many products, and to remember every price in exact detail. No, but it's something like that. It's not $500 or something silly like that. It's around that $200, $220.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thanks, guys. That's really awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. Lovely. Okay. I'll throw your hand there. Oh, there was another one that's coming through the Q&A. Are there any visual impairments that are so bad that these products are not useful? Did you want to answer that, Jeff? Or
yeah, well, I can answer that. First of all, what I'm showing you is predominantly visual, low vision aids. So if a person's vision's at the point where they can't see anything at all, that's when they go to the text-to-speech. So, for example, the OrCam, which will then take a photo and read to them, whether it's the one on the glasses or this little handheld device. One product I didn't have here today is called a Clear Reader. It stands on a table, and it can also take a photo for you and read it out to you. So there is something, even for totally blind people, that it will operate for them. So if the client's got some usable vision, typically someone that's got really poor vision will go for a desktop, because if I show you on here, I can make, I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but that's quite large. Look at my finger. That's bigger than my hand, that AV that's on there. and then you can just move that across, right? So it just means you've got to do more lateral movement left and right, but a desktop with a big screen, even somebody that's got very, very poor vision can use those to read medication labels. But if a person's totally blind, we've still got things that can read them as well.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for that, Jeff. If any other questions? Sorry, I thought there was someone else that tried to put their hand up, but I don't know if that question's been answered already. So if you, I didn't see, I missed who that was, but any others? Oh, there we go. Okay, Lynn,
I'm just going to, on the screen.
Okay, you should be able to talk now, Lynn.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, thanks.
Okay. I get a bit overwhelmed by all the choices, and I'm wondering, is there any way we can try things, you know, sort of to see what works for us?
Absolutely.
The answer to that is yes. Where are you based, Lynn? Where are you?
I'm in Melbourne.
Yes. Well, look, it's a good point. It's a very good question. So thank you for asking it. Quantum has offices in Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne. And we also have agents in other areas of Australia. We work closely with different organisations such as Vision Australia, Guide Dogs, Visibility. There's various low vision and blindness agencies we work with. So we can help you either directly ourselves or through one of those other agencies. And you can, if you're a private client, obviously you can pick and choose what you want and buy it. If you're an NDIS client, you've generally got to have an assessment to write a report on all the different, you've got to say, I've tried product A, product B, and product C. So to answer your question, yes, there is ways of trialling them before you're selecting or buying what you want.
Right. So would Vision Australia in Kooyong in Melbourne, would they have a range of these items that I could go and try and then make a decision, put an order in?
Possibly, but not everything, whereas the Quantum office in Melbourne would.
Right. It's best to go straight to the office.
Yeah. What I've just done on this screen behind me, and Bex probably let you have it, I just got the Sydney phone number, which is on the back of my business card. There. Yep. We have a 1300 number, which is 1300 883 853.
Yeah, I'll just share that now as well. So
you can call that, and then you can make a booking with your local consultant, Quantum consultant.
Yeah.
1300 883
853. Sorry, I'll just share mine.
Sorry, you'll have to do it again. 1300 883
853.
853.
But yeah, we can put all that in an email for you as well.
Yep.
There we go. You should be able to see that. Oh, sorry if you can't see it. I'm sharing that again now.
Yes, I can see it now. 1300 883 853. Good.
Yeah. So yes, actually that's all good. Or you can email us info@quantumrlv.com.au. Or contact us via our website quantumrlv.com.au. And yeah, if you call that number, our customer service team will put you in touch with the relevant consultant. So
yep.
So okay, well, if there's no more questions, thank you ever so much for that, Jeff, and thank you, Jim, for your camera skills there. Jim's also one of our consultants.
Sure, he's head in front of the camera so everyone can see who he is. Scary.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's in, up here in Thornley as well, and I'm in Thornley. So yeah, thank you everybody, and thanks for joining. And yeah, by all means, get in touch if you're wanting to have a look or need pricing, or if we can help you in any other way. So
great. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.